So today I'm going to talk about the last 45 day strategy for the AILET examination. And what is important for you to understand that AILET is taken by around 15,000 students, almost one third of the people who take the CLAT examination. What is the reason actually? What students believe that why they should not be writing the examination? The biggest reason for them is there are limited number of seats. But please understand, when you look at CLAT, it's 26 NLUs coming together, offering somewhere around 3,600 seats. So the story actually is similar. There is one single examination happening for multiple universities coming together. That's why you see that number of seats. But if these universities were conducting different examinations, the examination of their own, the story would have been similar. And I'm sure none of you would want to get into the lower national university. You are all vying for a top national university. Now, when we are talking about top national university, जब भी हम top NLUs की बात करते हैं, NLU Delhi will definitely come under the top three, and there are enough reasons even to talk about why it is today one of the topmost NLUs actually. In fact, number one भी है एक तरीके से देखा जाए तो. So why I should be even missing out on it? Now, please understand that if you miss out on the examination, you are missing out on one of the best opportunities that can come to you. NLU Delhi तो definitely miss नहीं कर सकते और अच्छी बात है ना. There are only 15,000, 14,000 people writing the examination. And मैं बार बार ये बोलता हूँ कि किसी भी एग्जामिनेशन को अगर आप देखते हो, forget about the number of people writing the examination. It is all about the serious competition. कितने लोग serious होते हैं ना. Seriousness किस अगर देखोगे, जो स्टैटिस्टिक्स अगर हम देखते हैं, जो जनरल स्टैटिस्टिक्स होता है, वो ये कहता है कि 20% लोग एक्चुअली बहुत सीरियस होते हैं, जो उस एग्जाम को अच्छे से प्रिपेयर करते हैं और उस एग्जाम को लिखते हैं. सो इन दैट केस द कंपटीशन इज अराउंड समवेयर अराउंड 2500 3000 स्टूडेंट्स ओनली. आई एम श्योर दीज आर इनफ रीजंस फॉर यू टू go for taking the AILET examination. But first and foremost, you cannot afford to miss out on a wonderful national university. एक अच्छे NLU को definitely miss नहीं कर सकते हो. ये बहुत important है देखना. So that is very very important. So in the course of the session today, I am going to talk about. अब यहाँ से 45 days हैं. So are they going to be enough actually? Because I'm sure each one of you are at different stage of your preparation. कुछ लोग 2 साल से प्रिपेयर कर रहे हो, क्लैट के साथ साथ AILET को फोकस बनाकर चले हो. Some of you have started preparation when you moved to class 12 early March this year or maybe early April this year. Then you started your preparation. Some of you might have started during the summer vacation or post summer vacation, and there could be students who might have just started maybe a couple of days ago. Now we are left with 45 days. Technically we are left with 46 days, but देखो एक दिन तो definitely क्लैट में जाएगा, तो 45 days बचते हैं. तो 45 डेज में क्या तैयारी हो सकती है, या अगर मैं ऑलरेडी तैयारी कर रहा हूं तो व्हाट आर माय चांसेस ऑफ सक्सीडिंग द एग्जामिनेशन, क्या इस समय करना चाहिए, दैट इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. तो किस तरीके से, हाउ डू आई प्लान माय नेक्स्ट 45 days, दैट बिकम्स वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. So I'll talk about, I'll get into each of the subjects, each of the 3 sections which are there in the examination as far as AILET is concerned. Or definitely we'll talk about mistakes and pitfalls. देखो, without sometimes even realizing, we commit some mistakes, be it in terms of our timetable, be it in terms of our resources, be in terms of wasting time around doing unnecessary things. I'll talk about all this, what can be avoided, which can help you prepare better for the examination, and at the end definitely we'll have Q&A round actually. So सबसे पहले हम बात करते हैं, is 45 days good enough? First of all, please understand, it all depends how much effort you are willing to put in the next 45 days. Now, some of you might have taken a drop, some retaking the examination as well. You gave the examination last year, couldn't crack, didn't like the NLU which was allotted to you. You wanted a good national university. You want to take that chance once again. And for that reason, you are writing the AILET and the CLAT examination. You missed out by certain points only. Probably 1 or 2 simple mistakes avoided, or more, 1 or 2 more questions attempted could have given you that seat. But whatever happened, then there are students who got to know about their inclination quite late, and they took a drop. They are appearing for the examination. But I do understand majority of you are in class 12 at this point of time. So of course there is a pressure about the school curriculum, pressure about the parents' expectation as well, because parents also want you to do well in the class 12, do not affect your class 12. And I completely agree with them, because class 12 is definitely important. This course will remain with you. But then please understand, now that your half yearlies are almost over for majority, for some it has just begun, maybe it's a first pre-board for you, maybe it's the first half yearly for you, but please understand that in either case the results, मैं बार बार बोलता हूँ कि जो रिजल्ट है बोर्ड का, that is that what you do in the month of February, March, that will matter, the actual examination. So you have time for that. अब यहाँ से 45 days कैसे यूटिलाइज करते हो, the answer would be yes or no, will depend on that. So what sort of answer you are looking forward, yes or a no, it all depends on how you are going to utilize the next 45 days. 45 days definitely would be a good it's a good time plan. Actually, it's a good number of hours you have out there to prepare for the examination. देखो, CLAT started happening in December from CLAT 2023 paper. So it's just been 2 papers which have conducted in the month of December. Earlier, the examination used to happen in the month of May. Similarly, AILET examination also used to happen in the month of May. And there were a lot of students who would prepare for the examination having finished their class 12 board examination, and then they would start their preparation. In the next 40 days, they'll prepare for the examination. In some of the years, they would only get 30-35 days to prepare for the examination, and they would crack the examination. ऐसा नहीं है कि I'm talking I'm creating a story, building a story out here. I've seen so many students cracking the examination having prepared for 30-35 days. Yes, for them, the board pressure was already gone, the school pressure was already gone. They had all the 24 hours to prepare for the examination, which still can be done. Even if you're in school at this point of time, you can actually do that. Now, it all depends whether you can connect with your school teachers and ask them that, okay, for the next few days, I would need time to prepare for the examination. And I do understand. My feeling is clearly clear out here that teachers do understand. I come across a lot of students who now say that my school has given me the flexibility. I am not going to the school. सो अ सिंपल रिक्वेस्ट वुड डू, बिकॉज देखो आज के डेट में अगर स्कूल्स की बात करोगे तो स्कूल्स भी आपके रिजल्ट्स को डेफिनेटली पब्लिश करते हैं. तो 45 डेज यू कैन डेफिनेटली मेक और ब्रेक. पॉसिबिलिटी तो डेफिनेटली है यहाँ पर. सो माय आंसर इज डेफिनेटली यस, 45 डेज इज स्टिल इनफ. और ऐसा तो नहीं है कि सभी आज से ही प्रिपरेशन शुरू करोगे. All of you have started doing something or the other actually. So what is that few things that you have to be careful about, या जिसको आपको ध्यान में रखना है, कुछ चीजें जो आपको करनी है. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल देखो, फंडामेंटल्स तो डेफिनेटली इन प्लेस होने चाहिए. तो जो कॉन्सेप्ट्स हैं वो क्लियर होना बहुत ही जरूरी है. उसके बिना ये गेम नहीं जीता जा सकता है. तो जो एंट्रेंस एग्जाम्स होते हैं उसके लिए जो कॉन्सेप्ट्स की जो अंडरस्टैंडिंग है वो डेफिनेटली बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. जो बेसिक्स है वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. वो तो डेफिनेटली समझ में आना चाहिए. आई एम श्योर ईच वन ऑफ यू आर थ्रू विद दैट. यू आर डन विद दैट फेज. But if not, what if not? I just have started giving a serious thought to my preparation, and I could not devote much time earlier. So if the answer is that, then still you can do, but then you do understand that you'll have to spend extra time, because along with the concept building, you will have to also test your strategy. By test your strategy, I mean that you'll have to write the mock test and everything actually. So sectional test, topic test, to test your readiness for the examination, to understand what is that what is that not that is not working for me. वो क्या है जो मेरे लिए, जो मैं जितना प्रिपेयर कर रहा हूँ बट वो मेरा strategy perfect नहीं आ रहा है. So when you start writing the mocks, you get to understand that actually through your strengths, through your weaknesses, when you analyze your performance. तो ये बहुत ही important है. तो अगर मुझे कोई भी पेपर लिखना है तो उस पेपर की अंडरस्टैंडिंग बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाती है. तो the other strategy that definitely you have to do or adapt while you are preparing for the examination is कि सबसे पहले अगर जो काम ये नहीं किया है, by any chance if you have not seen last few years paper, definitely open that, look at last few years paper and look at the topics which have come in the examination. Identify which are the topics which have been quite regular, and then you definitely focus on those topics. क्योंकि अगर वो रेगुलरली पूछ रहे हैं तो चांसेस हैं कि उस तरीके के टॉपिक्स दोबारा कवर किए जाएंगे, तो उसके चांसेस हाई होते हैं. So there are certain areas we'll definitely do. For example, if I talk about AILET GK, they definitely ask science based question. वो हर बार पूछते हैं. Most of the years, even questions related to GI tax are there. This is, I believe, some of their favorite areas actually. So if I understand through my analysis that okay, these are the topics which are regularly being covered, I'll definitely put my emphasis to those topics. That is very very important. तो वो definitely लिखना है. You cannot win the battle of entrance examination with just one or two section. Every section is important. Please understand. You cannot win the battle with one or two section. I'll work on RC. I'll just be good at it, and I can do wonders out there. Or I can work on logical reasoning. I can do wonders out there. Please understand. If you look at the logical reasoning paper of AILET, it's the section is titled logical reasoning, but on the syllabus page, they also talk about legal reasoning. And when the paper comes, you are asked questions related to some of the areas of analytical reasoning, which means when I'm talking about logical reasoning, I still have to cover my legal reasoning, those principal fact-based questions, straightforward, even if it is straightforward. But you will have to practice to understand what is the logic behind that principle. Fact is a case situation, but what is the logic behind that principle? Is that understanding clear? So even while preparing for logical reasoning, I have to prepare for legal, which I'm sure you are doing through the CLAT perspective. But then understand that if you want to win this game where there are three sections, technically, if you look at, there are five sections in the paper. They are titled in the in three: English, GK, and logical. But within logical, you have analytical, you have legal reasoning as well. So that's it. Chalo, maths nahi hai, and I believe for most of you, it's a thing which makes you happy because not everybody is comfortable with the quant. Not everybody is still, despite understanding the fact that the quant which is asked in the law entrances is not difficult at all. What you did in 9th 10th is what you have to do here actually, but still that's okay. ALET पेपर में एटलीस्ट ये एडवांटेज तो है कि मैथ्स के क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछे जाते हैं. तो एटलीस्ट ये जो 5 एरियाज हैं, रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन हो गया, जनरल नॉलेज हो गया, लॉजिकल रीजनिंग, देन एनालिटिकल विद इन दैट एंड लीगल रीजनिंग विद इन दैट, तो हर सेक्शन इंपॉर्टेंट है. जीके मैं बार बार बोलता हूँ, देखो जीके जो है ना वो तुम्हारे स्कोर्स को ड्रास्टिकली इंप्रूव या ड्रॉप कर सकता है. तो जीके डेफिनेटली करना चाहिए. यहाँ पर तो उसको निग्लेक्ट करके चल ही नहीं सकते. यहाँ 30 क्वेश्चंस हैं उसके, तो अभी भी इंपॉर्टेंट है. देन डेवलपिंग दैट strategy for the examination. Strategy means every aspect. How you are going to attempt the paper, which section you are going to begin with, which are the topics within the section. If you find a question you are going to attempt first or attempt last, what is the duration you are going to give each of the sections in the paper. Now there might be some fluctuations which can be brought in within the those 2 hours ki हाँ ठीक है, मुझे लगता है कि today English seems to be slightly lengthy है, तो मैं पहले लॉजिक से शुरू कर लेता हूँ. वहाँ पैसेजेस थोड़े छोटे हैं, क्वेश्चंस थोड़े छोटे टाइप के हैं, तो आई कैन. But all this you'll be able to do the moment you have understood your strengths and weaknesses. Okay, I'm good at this particular areas within this particular section, so these are the kind of topics where I'm going to attempt the questions first. So अगर इससे कोई भी question आता है, I'm definitely going to attempt that first. This understanding will come only when you start writing the mock test. That is very very important. And don't neglect analytical series के क्वेश्चन, कोडिंग के क्वेश्चंस तो डेफिनेटली प्रैक्टिस करने हैं. डायरेक्शंस के क्वेश्चंस कर लो क्योंकि वो डेफिनेटली आता है. एनालिटिकल पूछा जाता है एआईएलटी के पेपर में विद इन द लॉजिकल रीजनिंग सेक्शन, तो आप उसको इग्नोर नहीं कर सकते हो. तो नेक्स्ट 45 डेज फंडामेंटल्स को स्ट्रांग रखना है. सारे सेक्शंस को इक्वल वेटेज देने हैं प्रिपरेशन करते समय, और अपने स्ट्रेंथ्स और वीकनेसेस को आइडेंटिफाई करके स्ट्रेंथ्स को बिल्कुल आइडेंटिफाई करना है, बट साथ साथ में वीकनेसेस को आइडेंटिफाई करना है और उस पर वर्क करना है. सो वर्क करके उसको इंप्रूव करेंगे एंड ट्राई टू कन्वर्ट द वीकनेसेस इनटू योर स्ट्रेंथ एक्चुअली, कि नहीं अब आई हैव डन इनफ, नाउ आई कैन टैकल एनी क्वेश्चंस व्हिच कम्स आउट. अब ये पॉसिबल कैसे होगा, हाउ दिस इज गोइंग टू बी पॉसिबल? देखो, personally, and I have spoken in my class strategy session as well. First of all, you need to understand how you utilize your time. I can crib. I am now left with only 45 days, or I can see that as an opportunity that okay, there are 45 days, and every day if I'm able to devote 6 hours, 45 days, 6 hours daily preparation, that's how I would look at it. Minimum 6 hours. And if you can get your school to allow you to be at home, prepare for the examination. Now most schools do understand the importance of this examination. It's how you request them, they'll really give you that permission. So if I look at from that perspective, I get roughly around 270 to 300 hours. 270 तो वैसे ही मिल रहा है, but if I'm able to get some more time, I can work through 300 hours. 300 hours is good enough time agar sincerely prepare karte hain. Then there are opportunities in terms of festivals and holidays. Saturday, Sunday not going to school. Diwali, 3-4 days of breaks will be there. Those in eastern part of the country, especially eastern UP, Bihar side, you will get holidays for the Chhath festival. Enjoy your festivities. That no one should stop. But please understand that could be for an hour, 1 hour a day or something like that. Spend 10 hours, 12 hours on those days working on your preparation for the examination. The बैकलॉग सबसे पहली बात होना नहीं चाहिए, लेकिन अगर बाई चांस एनी बैकलॉग है तो उसको कोशिश करो 31 अक्टूबर के बियॉन्ड लेकर के नहीं जाना है. इस समय कॉन्सेप्ट्स का रिवीजन होना चाहिए और कुछ नहीं होना चाहिए. अगर बैकलॉग है, बार बार बैकलॉग की बात करते आ रहे हैं किसी ना किसी सेशन में, वो चीज नहीं होने चाहिए. वो डेफिनेटली यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड. ओके, predefine your daily and weekly schedule, but with realistic goals. Okay, don't set goals like that. Okay, today I'm going to complete the entire English section. I'll only sit for 10 hours, and I know 10 hours is good enough time to complete my reading comprehension or the English section. I don't say that it is not good enough time. It depends on your competency level. It depends on how much preparation you have already done. That 10 hours can seem to can be a good number of hours. But will it work for you? It will definitely not work for you. Because please understand, our mind behaves in a certain fashion. You cannot feed it, force feed it actually. So it will accept only to a certain limit. Whatever you are doing, it will accept only to a certain limit. आप ये सोचोगे कि 5 नॉवल आज दिन में बैठ करके कंप्लीट कर देते हैं, you might be only looking at the words. Nothing will go inside actually. So you have to set shorter goals and pat yourself every time you achieve your goal. Say that okay, I have done a good job today. That will motivate you. तो छोटे छोटे टास्क में अपने बिगर टास्क को कन्वर्ट करो. ओके, आई विल डू एनालिटिकल रीजनिंग करना है आज मुझे, तो आई जस्ट डू सीरीज, आई सॉल्व 50 क्वेश्चन. It might take me another 1 hour or 90 minutes, but that's what I'll do. And instead of solving 90 minutes one go, I'll rather break it into 45 minutes of two sessions of 45 minutes each. I'll give myself a 5 minutes break, the Pomodoro technique, which we all are familiar with. So that's how you must set your daily goals. Then weekly revision should be there, which means when you hit the examination hall in the month of December, by that time, in the next 6 weeks, minimum 6 times revision should have been done. So that's something which is very, very important. If you don't revise, please understand, then this 45 days will seem to be 45 days seems to be very, very long. Then when you go for the actual examination, you'll realize I tend to forget. But the moment you start looking from this perspective कि नहीं, रिविजन मेरे स्केड्यूल में रहेगा, मुझे रिवाइज करना है, तो डेफिनेटली हो जाएगा. स्टार्ट टेकिंग मॉक्स इफ यू हैव नॉट स्टार्टेड येट. तो एआईएलटी के जो मॉक्स हैं वो डेफिनेटली आपको लिखने चाहिए, वो बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है. और एआईएलटी की जब प्रेप कर रहे हैं ना, तो क्लैट के मॉक्स इक्वली इंपॉर्टेंट है. There is no harm in practicing more number of questions, isn't it? So why CLAT mocks? Because देखो, reading comprehension तो reading comprehension है, whether it is CLAT paper, whether it is symbiosis paper, whether it is AILET paper, the length of the passages might vary, but more or less they are almost of similar level as far as CLAT and AILET is concerned. And we do understand the English section of both the papers is reading comprehension. So if I practice more reading comprehension passages through the CLAT mocks, that definitely helps. Then when you are attempting the GK section of CLAT, well, there are events over there, but there are questions out there. Those questions are equally important. That could figure out as standalone questions in your AILET paper. तो दो सेक्शन तो ऐसे हैं जो डेफिनेटली, एंड क्रिटिकल रीजनिंग एज वेल. सो क्लैट के मॉक अगर साथ साथ में लिखते जाते हो तो यू डू एक्स्ट्रा प्रैक्टिस. दैट इज व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू मेंशन. बट राइटिंग मॉक इटसेल्फ इज नॉट इनफ. अगर मॉक लिख लिया, उसके बाद उसको एनालाइज नहीं किया, इफ यू डोंट लुक एट योर परफॉर्मेंस एनालिसिस, you don't try to figure out what is working for me. Is my time management perfect? Sectional time management in the paper perfect? It is working for me. It is not creating any pressure on a particular section or over the or the entire paper. Am I committing silly mistakes? Can I avoid that? How can I avoid that? Why I did that silly mistakes? Do I even realize that? These analysis become very, very important. तो अपने mistakes से learn करना, उसको ठीक करना, improve करना, that becomes very, very important. So from here on, writing mocks, working on your strategy, focusing on accuracy becomes very very important. तो ये important aspects हैं next 45 days में. बिल्कुल AILET mocks are already there. Please understand. Depends on your program, which program you have taken up. That's depends on that. So if you have taken a program which is only about CLAT, then it may not be there. But otherwise, AILET mocks are there. And we tend to force discipline. You cannot write mock at your own convenience. Agar own convenience hai, can you request in NLU, Delhi and CLAT authorities that, okay, I want to take the paper on my own whims and fancies? You cannot do that. So we open the paper on certain days only. You cannot come and say, today my mood is there. Aaj mood अच्छा है, आज मैं mock लिख लेता हूँ. So that cannot happen. Then you are not being disciplined enough. MHCT, yes, it's a similar level. MHCT analytical reasoning and AILET analytical reasoning is no different, or for that matter, SLAT analytical reasoning is no different. It's basically same. So you can even do that level. That's good enough. Subject wise, इस समय next 45 days क्या होना चाहिए? देखो, English is all about reading comprehension here. So I'll definitely go for editorials. I'll look at the editorials of the top paper, the important newspapers like Hindu or Indian Express, whichever you are following works. Sectional test definitely लिखना है. पुराने मॉक्स हम बार बार बोल रहे हैं कि पुराने मॉक्स बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट हैं. इफ यू हैव ऑलरेडी टेकन सर्टेन नंबर ऑफ मॉक्स, reopen them for every section, redo them. That really helps. Recall factor will be there, no doubt. Most of you will come through that recall factor. Okay, I knew this question, I knew the answer. But what is the harm in practicing again? You do that for your school curriculum, isn't it? You know that these are the kind of questions. You also know that in the previous few years, this kind of question repeated with minimal changes. That's what all examinations you will come across. So writing previous mocks once again, looking at the passages, understanding the GK data over there, remembering that becomes very, very helpful actually. GK daily prepare karna hoga. Do not stop for any reason. There are students who have been asking me, ki, sir, CLAT is on 1st of December, AILET is on 8th of December. These are offline papers. Papers तो नवंबर में प्रिंट हो जाएंगे, तो अक्टूबर के बाद न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ने की जरूरत क्या है? Please understand, today's world is very different from what it used to be earlier. As I spoke about in the RT NLU day before yesterday, it hardly takes 5 to 7 days to print, dispatch, and ensure the papers are at every location. And in AILET, it's all about 15 or 20 cities where the examination is conducted. So it's all easier for them to do that in 5-7 days time frame. So you should not stop reading your newspaper till the last moment, because it's not about these examination. Later, unfortunately, if you're required to do that, you'll have SLAT examination as well, which will also have current affairs in the paper. Hindu analysis session by Govind sir, you should definitely attend. I see it in a different perspective. He is doing your job actually. He's doing your job. You're supposed to analyze yourself. He's making it easier for you. Those 45 minutes, 50 minutes, you should spend time. If you are not able to do so because of any clashes with maybe a class or something else, you ensure that you do not shift it for the next day, because it's on YouTube. You do that on the very same day itself. Revision of information, this is very important. GK में तो बिना revision के it's not possible. You cannot crack the game without revising quite often. Repeat revision होते रहना चाहिए. Regular intervals, weekly, fortnightly revisions must happen from now onwards. And previous mocks के जितने questions हैं, जितने भी questions पहले AILET mocks में पूछे गए या CLAT mocks में पूछे गए, उनको definitely practice करना है. Similarly for logical reasoning. So every section, if you look at, there are a couple of areas which are very, very important. One is your mock papers, the upcoming ones, the previous ones. And even if you do this, you don't need to open any other resource. The mocks itself would be a good resource at this point of time. तो इतना तो definitely कर ही सकते हैं. बहुत बेसिक मिस्टेक्स हैं जो बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स कमिट करते हैं, देन दे कंप्लेन कि सब कुछ अच्छा हुआ, आई प्रिपेयर्ड वेल बट आई कुड नॉट क्रैक द एग्जामिनेशन. ओके, दिस वाज नॉट माय डे. There is nothing called luck, boss. Luck favors those who work hard. There's nothing called luck, actually. Please understand, if you do not succeed, please take it this way. You did not put enough effort. Just understand. If I fail somewhere, I take it that way. I did not put my effort which was required, the level of effort which was required. I'm not going to blame to somebody else. यार मेरा luck खराब था उस दिन, ऐसा नहीं हुआ. you need to understand. Now it's time you avoid all distractions. अब इस समय सारे distractions तुम्हारे लाइफ से बाहर हो जाने चाहिए, be it social media, be it friend circle, be it relative circle. At this juncture, every one of them, everything about them, or the social media platforms, it's all distractions. It only takes away your time, your effective time of preparation. That should be avoided. Please understand. Once you are successful, they'll be very happy for you. And that is what you want them to be actually, isn't it? And social media छोड़ देंगे तो क्या बिगड़ जाएगा? Do it after 8th of December. You don't want to do that for the board examination, but यहाँ पर compromise करने के लिए ready नहीं हो. Please understand, every single second matters now, so you have to save time from everywhere. Regular GK revision सारे sections के लिए बहुत ही important है, but while you are preparing for the examination, while advocating, I'm advocating, please try to spend 5 to 6 hours minimum. Try to take it to 10 hours wherever possible. But taking care of your health is equally important, and both mental as well as physical health. And if you're physically active, believe me, you are mentally active. So physical exercises are important. It could be in the form of a simple walk as well, but but प्लीज इंटीग्रेट दैट इनटू योर लाइफ. अभी भी शुरू कर सकते हैं, उसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. सिंपल 30-minute वॉक एवरी डे for 5 to 6 days a week is also going to be very, very helpful. Please understand. And now it's the time to stop looking out for resources with that fear of missing out. Please forget about any FOMO out there. कुछ नहीं miss out होगा. You have your resources which you need to utilize to prepare for the examination. Just now focus on one book on a one subject. बस उसको अच्छे से पकड़ो. जितने प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हो उतना प्रैक्टिस करो. उसके बियॉन्ड जाने की जरूरत नहीं है. उसके बियॉन्ड जाने की जरूरत नहीं है. प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड. तो बेसिक चीजें हैं. There are some basic mistakes which we generally commit. Need to avoid. The other day, somebody asked me in one of the sessions that how to mark the OMRs in these offline papers because I commit a lot of mistakes while marking the paper. And I understood the moment the question was thrown to me that the student would be definitely marking the OMR, the darkening the circles at the end of the examination in last 2-3 minutes. That needs to avoid it. और वो तभी होगा जब तुम अभी से उसके बारे में practice करोगे. So if you don't do it right now, then definitely you will not be able to do that. तो ये बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है. ये प्रैक्टिस करना बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है. ठीक है. So I think if you take care of these smaller details, that really helps. इसके beyond जाने की जरूरत नहीं है. छोटी छोटी चीजें. There are simpler things which make our life beautiful. When you are looking at from the preparation perspective, the smaller aspects when taken care of will definitely ensure, along with the hard work, will definitely ensure success in the examination. Okay, so I look at the questions out there. Okay, so I've covered almost everything out there, right? Where we have to write mock test. So you can take the mock test offline or on the scheduled date online as well. That's out there. How many seats are exactly available for NLU Delhi for the general category? Unfortunately, they have now removed the BCom LLB program they were launching next year, but the BLLB remains. So 110 in total for general category. Roughly, it is around 47 seats. Okay, 47, 49 seats. I'm easily able to score around 75 plus without GK, but I haven't prepared GK thoroughly. What do I do now? That's the problem. That's the problem. So if you're able to secure 75, GK will definitely give you that competitive edge, and you have to do that. Because you also need to understand that out of the 120 questions, you are securing 75. And if it is over a period of time, you are stuck over there, then chances are you might be able to increase another 5. Now, it will all depend on the paper, what sort of difficulty is there in the paper. So you don't want to take any chances. So you won't want to clear that cutoff. And if it goes beyond that particular cutoff, उससे अच्छा कुछ नहीं हो सकता है. So GK definitely becomes important here. And I have been stressing on this fact every time we meet actually. So what you should do at this point of time is you should definitely, especially if you're only looking from the AILET perspective, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल जो मैंने बोला पुराने मॉक्स डेफिनेटली रीडू करो उनको. क्लैट के AILET के डेफिनेटली उनको रीडू करो. और इसके अलावा इफ यू आर एन LST स्टूडेंट, मंथन को डेफिनेटली फोकस करो. बट नाउ गोस बैकवर्ड्स एक्चुअली. सो अभी करंट 3-4 months जो हैं, October, November, September, August, definitely put all your energies out there. That is very, very important. What would be the good score in AILET? So first of all, don't take it as an absolute number. I'm just giving you an idea. First of all, the scores can vary every year. So it all depends on what sort of paper has been thrown to you, or basically the difficulty level. But generally 90 plus is a very safe score in ALT examination, bearing exceptions, but 90 plus is a good score. But if the paper is really easier, even 100 can fall short actually. So look at how you can. 150 questions are there. Scoring 100 is definitely a possibility. There are people who do that. So that would definitely put you in a safe zone actually. What is the presumptive number of safe attempts for IELTS paper? First of all, there is assumption is always bad. Please understand, no assumption should be made. So first of all, it boils down to the accuracy and then attempts actually. So if your accuracy is good, 120 questions would be good enough out of 150. That's, I believe. So you don't need to do more than that. If you look at the historical data as far as ALT is concerned, the cutoffs generally hang around 82, 85 or 88 actually. That's why I said 90 plus could be a good score, but 100 will definitely put you on a safer side. So I need not do 150, 120 to get a 100 score will still be good enough actually. So focus on accuracy. That's very, very important. I'm still waiting CD12. CD12 mock score is already live. So mock 12 was on the weekday. Probably your city OMRs may not have reached as of now, maybe by today or tomorrow. Not today, tomorrow it should go live actually. Now, because to my understanding, all the OMRs have now received actually. Okay, so with that, we come to an end of the session. So I'll be catching up later, most probably next week. But if by any chance I'm not able to do so, here I will take the opportunity to wish you a very happy Diwali to you as well as your family members. Enjoy करो 1-2 घंटे, but उसके beyond 10 घंटे पढ़ाई करना उस दिन बहुत important है. चलो, thank you so much for joining today evening. We'll catch up next time.